Hello everyone, welcome to another award-winning edition of the Locker Room Chat. My name is John Williams, and tonight we are featuring Sunbright High School boys basketball. And my guest tonight is the head basketball coach for the Sunbright Tigers, James Jones.
How's it going? It's good to be with you. It's been a while since I've seen you, Mr. Williams.
Well, you can call me Sleepy.
I can call you Sleepy on here? Oh,
right,
good,
yeah.
good.
Yeah, but thank you for being here and on this cold night. And you also brought some of your student athletes with you. We have with us Jacob Freitag, Camden Smith, and John Frills, 3 seniors for the Sunbright Tigers, and we look forward to chatting with them here in a little bit. But once again, James, thank you for being here, and well, it's been a while.
It has been a couple years since the Clinton Middle School days, hasn't it?
Yeah, I was going to say, last time I saw you was you was the head coach for Clinton Middle School Hawks, and just talk about that time there at Clinton Middle.
Had a great 4 years there, blessed years. Had a lot of success there.
A lot of talent.
A lot of talent. Yeah, they made me look good, and I tell Chris every time I talk to him, they're making him look pretty good right now. So, yeah, that group that's a junior class there now was the last group that I coached at Clinton, special group. They're competing pretty well in 3A ball, and I get a chance to keep up with them every now and then, and I check in with them all the time, see how they're doing. So, got a good opportunity to move up and get into the high school ranks, and here I am.
Yes, Clinton Middle. How long did you coach at Clinton Middle?
I was there 4 years, 14 through 19, and then went to Murfreesboro, where I was at Blackman for a year, and then this is my second year now at Sunbright. So.
Right. But you had some good teams at Clinton Middle, as I said. You went the last year you had them. You went as far as you could.
We did. We played a great Greenville team in what was then considered a state championship. Now they've got a full state championship, but made it all the way there with a good group of kids. And I think we lost that game by 5 points to a Greenville team that they were good. I mean, they were all 6'3" or better, and we had one kid over 6 foot tall and took them down to the wire, and we did some special things that year. I think we ended up finishing 26-1 or something like that. So very special group, and it's obviously they translated that into good high school basketball. So
right, all those kids now, as you mentioned, juniors for Coach Lockard at Clinton, and that Greenville team you played that day. I actually went and watched you play, and it was a really good game. Went down to the wire pretty much, and that Greenville team, they knocked off Oak Ridge here a few weeks ago over the holidays, and I guess some of those kids you played against there went on up.
They all stayed together, and they're doing like Chris is doing now. They've all stayed together most of their life. They play AAU together, and they've got about 5 or 6 guys that could probably play on about any team in East Tennessee right now. I mean, they're a very solid team, and obviously they got Oak Ridge pretty good. It was a good game, but I think Greenville will probably be right there with a shot to play in Murfreesboro as well.
We're visiting with James Jones, the head basketball coach for the Sunbright Tigers, and you brought your assistant coach with you. I see Coach Billy Ward, and we tried to get him to come on up, but he says he likes to stay behind the scenes.
He does. He works. He probably works harder than I do. He's really kind of taken the lead role on huddle and film and stuff like that. He's probably over there requesting film right now so he could get a scout. He lives for it. I try to keep up with him. I check his time and how much film he's watched every week, and I just can't keep up. I can't compete with it. So, but yeah, he does a fantastic job, and he's well respected in the community, and it's always good to have somebody like that in your corner pulling for you, and it kind of allows you to keep everybody else on board, and somebody with his respect that he has. So glad to have him, and got another assistant coach, and Coach Comer, Richard Comer. He used to coach at Jacksboro. Actually, coached me when I played. He helps us out as well when he can, and I feel like we got a really good staff, and our play is starting to show that we actually know a little bit what we're talking about.
Uh-huh. Coach Ward, he's a Sunbright legend, right?
He is. He is a true legend of Sunbright. 3-sport athlete. He's more humble than we all, but we all give him the credit he deserves.
Uh-huh. So I talked to Brad Jones. He's the owner of this, and
Oh yeah.
pushed Brad, and
Oh yeah.
of course Brad's helped Coach Cofield, and y'all played them a few weeks ago or last week, I think. But I was asking Brad if he's ever had anybody on from Sunbright, and he said he didn't think he had. So y'all were the first, maybe. So that's great.
Well, we thank Brad for having us on. To be honest with you, I didn't know until on the way down here that he actually was the one who did this. Some parents had texted me asking me, if this was Brad's show, and I was like, I don't know. I know Sleepy, and Sleepy called me and wanted us to come and be on. But it's good to keep things in the community. We need to represent everybody around. We all love sports. We all commit the same way, regardless if it's single A, double A, triple A. We're all in it together, and we're all just thankful to be allowed to play sports right now with everything going on. So, got some young guys here ready to be excited to talk to you guys and hopefully represent our program with class that I know they will.
Well, let's jump over to those young men. Let's talk to them a little bit. We have Jacob Freitag, Camden Smith, and John Frills, all seniors for Sunbright, and John there in the middle. John, if you would, go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm John. I'm Freitag's best friend. But I just like playing basketball. I like just enjoying time with my friends.
I'm Jacob, and my coach takes up all my time.
That's
Coach,
true. That's
Coach
true.
takes up all your time.
Yeah.
How does he do that?
He just runs me to death.
Oh, you like to run?
Yeah.
You skipped practice today, dude.
I'm Cam, and I don't skip practice like Freitag.
Camden Smith. Okay.
If you can't tell, we like to aggravate each other.
Well, that's good. I see y'all got good chemistry and like each other, so that's good. If you would, Coach Jones, talk a little bit about these players. Talk a little bit about Frills there in the middle.
First thing you're talking about their camaraderie and how they're close with one another. That was one thing that as a coach I didn't have to build. I didn't have to build team relationships. I mean, one good thing about being in a small town, small community, these guys, they know everybody. Most of them are kin to each other somehow, some way. Their family, they've grown up. I mean, since they were in diapers, they've played on the same teams most of the time growing up. So developing that team relationship was the easy part of my job. But with John, he was one of the first players. We lost a really good senior last year, one player, but he was one of the first guys that really kind of bought in, and you could tell his leadership with the rest of the team, kind of what we wanted to do as a team, as a program, and he bought into it. He was one of the first guys that bought in and saw the excitement that I was trying to bring to them, and he's 6'5", hybrid. He kind of plays everywhere for us, can jump out of the gym. Probably the purest, straightest shooter I've ever coached. He doesn't always go in, but it always looks like it has a chance. He's pushing 1,500 points probably the next couple weeks as a senior. So hoping he gets that with a lot more victories. And he's last year he took on a role. He had to score a lot. This year he's really become a complete player. He's facilitated. He's got his teammates involved more. He's gave up probably more points per game to make us better, which is a testament to, his goal this year. Our goal was we want to be in a district championship game. We want to win a region game. Last year we got there, had a shot to win a region game last year. So we've pushed little goals in there, and he's bought into that. Jacob Freitag, probably the best set shooter, one of the best shooters I've coached, and that says a lot with some of the juniors at Clinton. Those guys, they can sling it. If he gets his feet set, he's got a good chance of making it. He's developed a little bit of defense into his game this year. He's always kind of wanted to be he wears number 2, if that tells you anything. That's always the pretty boy who wants to try to sit back and shoot a bunch of threes. But he has developed a little bit of defense in him this year. He's actually leading our team in rebounds per game as a 2-guard. So he's committed and bought in on that end of the floor. Camden Smith, 6'5", probably. I guess now he might be closer to 6. Probably got a 7-foot wingspan. He's kind, in my opinion, he's kind of like our glue guy. At games that he struggles, we struggle, and games that he's playing with high energy and high effort, kind of reminds me a little bit of Draymond Green for the Warriors. Like you just don't see the stats of what he does for our team, but you notice them when they're not there, especially on the defensive end. Last night he probably played his best defensive game for our program, and probably over the last 4 quarters he's played his best defense for our program, and we've had success. So
They grow them tall down there in Sunbright, right?
we do. We're trying to grow a few more of them up right now. We got a couple sophomores. Well, we got one sophomore, is a big kid. Actually, it's Billy's son. We're trying to get him. He's about 6'2", 220, and we're trying to grow him about 3 more inches and continue that length.
Well, last night y'all defeated Midway, was it?
We did. We came out first half, probably played our best half of defense that we played all year. We smothered them, made them uncomfortable, held them to, I think, 10 or 11 points in the first half.
Final score, 45-34.
Yeah. I never, want to disrespect another program. Got a lot of respect for that coach, and they're going to be a pretty good team. They're getting better. Third quarter, we ended up, by the end of third quarter, we were up about 21 and kind of subbed late and kind of got JV kind of outplayed us, but and made it close. But I feel like it was as dominant of a performance as we've had this year, especially through 3 quarters.
All right, we got our first call tonight. Let's go ahead and take it. Locker room chat, you're on the air.
Yeah, caller. I was calling in.
Go ahead, caller. You got your question or comment for?
I do. Sorry, I can't hear you.
Just
Sounds like
turn
they come pretty good down there in Sunbright, them tall boys.
Yeah, they do. They got a lot of dunks this year as well, I believe.
I can imagine. I was just going to ask Coach Jones just a couple of questions, because I know how important it is to build your bond with your players and to have that relationship with them. What kind of expectations do you have of them as a player on your team, and what can they kind of expect from you as a coach?
It's a good question. Our expectation in our program is pretty simple. We want to try to represent not only our team, our school, our program, and community. We want to do that with class. We try our best to hold each player to the same standard. Especially in a small community like I talked about a second ago, that's been very easy to keep these kids close. When they make mistakes, we want to hold them accountable. I think availability and accountability are 2 of the most important things you can have in a program. Players being available and committed to the program, and then accountable for their actions and whatever they do. So, but yeah, that's a real good question. Thank you for calling.
Any other questions or comments, caller?
That's it, caller. You guys have a good night.
Thank you for calling in.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
That's a good question. I felt like I was being interviewed for a job or something.
Right, yeah, she did a good job. Call back in, call her anytime. And Right now we're going to go ahead and take our first break, and we're visiting with Coach James Jones, the head coach of the Sunbright boys basketball team, and brought along some of his players, but we'll be right back to visit some more and chat with them. You're watching the Locker Room Chat.
Roan Metals Group has been serving East Tennessee for decades. Locally owned and operated with convenient hours of operation. Roan Metals buys all types of scrap metal. Nothing's too big or too small. Still have that clunker sitting around? We've been buying them for years. Roan Metals Group are specialists in industrial scrap. We have what it takes to get any size job done. Roan Metals urges you to recycle responsibly. Scrap with only licensed dealers. A member of the TSRA and the ISRI. Roan Metals Group. Turn that scrap into cash.
Muncie Pharmacy is your locally owned hometown pharmacy. They accept most insurances, so why go to the large chain pharmacies when you get better customer service at Muncie Pharmacy? Have a special prescription that needs compounding? Muncie Pharmacy can handle those needs as well. Muncie Pharmacy has a drive-through for your convenience and offers free delivery in the Oak Ridge area. And don't forget the gifts that we have available for all occasions.
Here at Muncie Pharmacy, we take the time to know you and treat you like family.
At Earl F. Subaru, providing exceptional customer service is what we do best, and we've got the awards to prove it.
We've been recognized as Tennessee's only 9-time winner of the Love Promise Customer Commitment Award. And again this year, we also earned the Love Promise Community Commitment Award given for enhancing the areas we serve. At Earl F. Subaru, we're more than just a car lot. We're a retailer you can love and one that gives back to local causes. Check out our reviews and come to Earl F. Subaru.
Take I-40 to exit 356 to our brand new location on Gallaher Road in Kingston, or see our online specials at duffsubaru.com.
At OEB, we know lives have changed. Parents have become teachers, and our homes are now our offices. The roads may seem empty, but people are still driving and still working. And when they get injured because someone else was careless, they know they can still depend on us. We are OEB Law, and the one thing that hasn't changed is our commitment to helping people right here at home. We're just a phone call away. 865-546-1111. OEB Law.
Life is made of moments. Moments to share. Moments that are special. And those that are everyday. How do we meet these moments for over 2 million people across 23 counties in East Tennessee? We will meet them not as just a group of hospitals, but as one community of care. Because this is about you, and it's about time. Covenant Health. For every moment.
Live and Let Live Drugstore in downtown Rockwood is your gift destination. Shop the new plush selection for that special someone. We have Bath & Body Works popular fragrances and custom gift baskets too. Live and Let Live has a wide selection of gift and home decor for any occasion, from yard flags to selected jewelry, plus much more. We have Big Orange giftware always available year-round. And don't forget to enjoy a soda fountain treat while you shop. Live and Let Live Drugstore, Gift Shop, and Soda Fountain in downtown Rockwood.
Welcome back into the Locker Room Chat, and we're visiting with Sunbright Tigers basketball coach James Jones, and he's brought along 3 of his players, Jacob Freitag, Camden Smith, and John Frills, and we'll be chatting with them here again momentarily. But back to you, Coach Jones. You was at Clinton Middle, and you said you left to go to Murfreesboro, and you were the assistant coach there at Blackman. So go ahead and talk about that experience.
Hardest job I've ever had in my life, but the most rewarding job I've ever had in my life. It really taught me how to run a program. I've always felt like I could coach basketball. Basketball is, if you got good players, you got players that want to work and buy into what you're selling to them, you can have success. When I went there, it was the closest I think I've ever been or may ever get to being a college coach. Barry does an unbelievable job there.
Say his name again, the coach.
Barry Wartman. He was an assistant coach at Morehead State under Donnie Tyndall before Donnie came to Knoxville, and then I think he won a girls' state title maybe before he did that out in Middle Tennessee, and then came to Oak Ridge for a year, actually I think 08, 09, somewhere around then. And then that's kind of where I met him when he was at Oak Ridge, and then I just reached out. My wife and I, we decided we wanted to take a chance and we wanted to make a jump and felt like it was the time to go, and went down there, and he, offered me the job. It was kind of a surprise. I just kind of sent him a request or sent him a resume. He called me back and loved the fact that I was willing to move to Murfreesboro, and pretty much hired me. I actually drove down and interviewed, and he hired me on the spot. So,
what was your role there at Blackman?
Well, if you're on Barry Wartman's staff, you're a man of many roles. In the classroom, I taught driver's ed. I was a JV assistant. I was a JV head coach, varsity assistant. My bench responsibilities were a lot of stat-driven stuff. A lot of stuff like scout if I saw that they were running a certain play or whatever. Scouting-wise, I did a lot of stuff on Huddle, a lot of video scouts, a lot of game preparation type stuff. In practice, he just mixed it up. I mean, some days I would coach offense, some days he'd coach offense, some days he'd coach defense. What I loved about it is he made sure his assistants didn't coach basketball. We were a part of the program. I did everything from fundraising to being a coach on the sideline.
Well, that's some valuable experience you got there at
Absolutely.
Blackman, and I'm sure helped you land the Sunbright job. And how did y'all end up last year at Blackman? I know the state got canceled and all that. How far along?
Well, the year I was there, we lost to Cleveland in the sub-state.
Yeah, that would be not last year, but year before.
Yeah, we lost to Cleveland by 5, I think, in the sub-state game with a chance to go with a bunch of juniors, and they brought back 8 seniors, and those guys had a really good opportunity, I believe, to get one. It was a special group. I think out of the 8 seniors, all 8 seniors are playing college basketball right now. So that's a testament to how hard those guys work, and it's from Division I all the way down. So,
did Juwan Jennings ever come visit?
I met his dad. His dad's a state trooper in Murfreesboro. I met his dad at a football game. No, he didn't. I would say his time in Knoxville. You could tell he was putting in the work, getting ready for the next level. I did meet David Price. He came back and did a conference for us one time. Is that right, David Price, pitcher?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I met him. He just kind of came back and did a thing for all the athletes. It was just a little conference that he gave. Benson Starr, the running back for Ohio State, Master Teague. He was a running back there. Now he was before me, but he would come back during the off season and work out with one of the trainers there. So yeah, it was definitely a wonderful experience for me. Great learning experience.
Sort of a lot of high level talent there.
It was, and what I respected the most about the program is the athletes that he brought through the program weren't what you would think of as 5-star. It was just blue collar guys, and he just worked them, and they were willing to put in the work. They would beat us to the gym and then want to stay when we wanted to leave.
Okay, let's go back to our phone lines. Locker room chat, you're on the air.
Hey, what's going on, Big Daddy?
What do you say, Eric?
Hey, I'm telling you, you look good in some Sunbright colors, buddy.
You like this?
I like it.
Yeah, I got sporting the colors. Yeah.
Anything's better than Wartburg.
Anything better than Wartburg.
Anything is better than Wartburg.
Now be careful there now.
Hey, orange and black, baby. Hey, you almost got some Auburn Spring colors on, just almost.
Now this is Columbia blue and gold. This is like UCLA Bruins right here.
I know. I'm just saying. Hey, so I don't even know how to say this, but Coalfield community mourns again. Coach Jared passed away today.
Coach
Jared Henry.
Oh, Coach Henry's brother?
His brother, yeah.
Wow, I'm sorry to hear that. That's just terrible.
I know.
Beyond.
I'm telling you, this community can't take much more. This is unbelievable.
Yeah, that's just beyond comprehension.
It is.
I've had a friend I had a friend pass away too about a month ago, and it's just hard.
It's a bad deal.
Hard to believe.
Anyway,
But,
hey, so I hate to do this, but to try to lighten the mood,
right?
Because I just come in with a wrecking ball. So how's Sunbright holding up in the district? I mean, how y'all doing?
Well, we're currently third in a solo third through the first round. Our district is very competitive. You've got, Oneida and Harriman. They kind of set themselves apart from everybody else right now at 1 and 2, and then you've got us at 3, and you've got a group of teams that I think can finish anywhere. 4, 5, and 6 is up for grabs. We got several new coaches in the district this year, and how hard it would be to be a new coach in this basketball season with everything everybody's had to go through with practice time and stuff like that. But I'm starting to see some of those teams start to pick it up and play. So I think the second half of the district could be very interesting. We got Oneida Friday. We were able to split with them last year. Nothing would please me more than to go up there and to get a big district win against a fantastic team that's going to be competing.
Well, it's a hard place to go get a win.
Hard place to go get a win, and it's one thing when you got to travel there with all that orange. It's another thing when they're really good. So, but I think our guys will be up for the challenge. They got us by 2 at our place. Hopefully we can continue to play with that same effort that we played with the first time and the way we've been defending the last couple games, and go up and see what happens. That's what you live for, to be competitive against the great teams in your league, and I feel like we're at that point to where teams respect us and feel like that we have a chance to beat them on any given night, and they've got to show up to play, and we'll see what happens.
You were talking about first-year head coaches. I'm a Coalfield guy, obviously, but we got a first-year head coach this year, and do you feel like there's a tougher region, like in single A? I don't think there's a tougher region in single A.
As big as it is extremely difficult.
Was all those teams in there this year? They showed like Sale Creek.
We have Sale Creek and Tellico Plains aren't, but there aren't. We have 9 teams, so basically Morgan County, Roane County, and then Oneida. I would say it's as hard of a district to make it to region than any other single A, for sure.
That's what I'm saying.
That first round of the district tournament is very difficult.
It's unbelievably
it is
lopsided. Like it's unbelievable how some teams got easy sailing, and then our district you got to fight tooth and nail. I mean, winning the district is like winning the region.
It is. Now our region's very difficult too. I mean, well, it's pretty solid. You got some Chattanooga teams pretty good. Tellico Plains is always competitive. Lookout Mountain or Lookout Valley. Lookout Valley, they're always. I mean, they were really good last year. But the good thing about being on their end is they have 5 teams in their district, so they've just got to beat one team to get to region. We've got 9, so it's a battle to fight for those top 4 spots, especially in the last few years. Where Harriman and Oneida have been dominant. You're really trying to get in that 3rd and 4th spot, and there's 4 or 5 teams that can easily get there.
It's unbelievable how difficult it is to come out of that region, though, because, like you said, you got all these, you got these districts out there that's got 5 teams in them, and I'm going to even go back and punt on football. I mean, you had a 0-8 team go to the playoffs this year.
That's tough. That's tough.
Hancock County.
That's
tough. Mean, they were winless, and they went to the playoffs.
I know you find a way to fit football in this conversation.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, it's not right. Like, I mean, you got 9 teams in this region, you got 5 teams in that region. Hey, they're taking 4 out of every region or every district. So I mean, how's that fair?
Well, one good thing is next year that changes. You know, I think our district drops to 6 next year, 5 teams. So that gives, you know, and then they've added another one. So the Roane County schools will kind of move them in a little bit south. So
just add in the
is Oakdale staying? Is Oakdale staying?
Are they staying in our district?
Yes.
To my knowledge, they are not. They will be with Harriman, Rockwood,
That's what I thought.
Oakdale.
That's what I thought.
They'll be down with them, and our district stayed the same, except we lost Oakdale, Harriman, and Rockwood, and we kept Oliver Springs.
Dude, that's 3 teams I definitely want off my schedule.
So y'all going 2A next year, Sunbright?
No, we stay single A. It just added more districts. So instead of having one large district, it's split up amongst the states, and now we've got smaller districts. So which is hard for some single A schools. I mean, it's hard, you know, being in remote areas and stuff, or rural areas, that to get teams to travel, because we'll only have, you know, 8-10 district games, and you know, trying to make a full schedule will be tough. But it does make it more competitive in terms of more open for teams to have a shot to go to region, for sure.
I agree 100%. I'm in your court there.
Anything else, Eric?
That's it, buddy. Hey, y'all have a great night.
You too. Thanks for calling.
Appreciate you calling in.
Right, bye.
Appreciate you calling in. That's Eric Oakes. So he helps me out during football season. He'll probably help me out here some throughout the year. So he's a very passionate Coalfield fan, but
we won't hold that against him. It's you know, one thing I have noticed, and I've been AAA. I've been, you know, larger basketball my whole life, and you know, going into a smaller community and stuff. That county really sticks together. You know, we're talking about, you know, the second death. You know, we talk about it. We're one Morgan County. Like, when they hurt, we hurt. You know. You know, you wouldn't wish that upon anybody, and you know, they're struggling. I mean, that's a fellow employee of mine and other people in our community, and you know, we lift them up in our prayers, their family, and the people that they work with every day, and you know, hopefully, you know, we can come together and get through this tragic year, this last 12 months of chaos, and move forward.
I appreciate you saying that, and certainly our thoughts and prayers with the Henry family continues. And let's turn our attention back to these young men for Sunbright Tigers.
It's about right there.
Yeah, it's about these kids over here, and John Frill's there in the center, a senior. John, what position do you play?
Mostly a 4, but just whatever coach tells me to do, I try to do what I can.
Mm-hmm. So you grew up in Sunbright?
Life, yes, sir.
So all of y'all grew up in Sunbright, right?
Yeah, we've all been in the same class for all 12 years.
What's it mean? I'm going to ask all of y'all, what's it mean to play for Sunbright?
It means everything to me, because like, even when we were little, we've always loved our community, and we've always had great support, so it means a lot to be able to stand for them. And
you know, Jacob, what's it mean for you to put on that Sunbright jersey?
I enjoy it because everybody thinks we're the underdogs, and I like being the underdog. It gives me a drive to do something that nobody thinks we can do.
What about the community? Do y'all get good fan support for basketball to come out?
Yeah.
I mean, right now I know it's restricted, but
even with that, everybody's still watching the Facebook Lives. Yeah.
You got it streamed too. That's good.
Yeah.
What about you, Camden?
I think it's just wanting to represent your family and your community just the best you can. Just, give it your all, you know. Just working hard.
Did you play? I mean, y'all grew up together and played ball. Do y'all have any other siblings that played for Sunbright?
My brother's actually on the team. He's a sophomore.
Okay. What's his name?
Jonah.
Joni?
Jonah.
Joan?
Yeah.
Okay. Any of y'all have any other brothers or sisters played for Sunbright?
Mm-mm.
Uh-huh. We're working on Camden's brother. We're trying to get him back. He's about a 6'2" freshman right now. We're trying to
he's a little bit
get him out of the.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to ask y'all now. John, you can go ahead and start. What's your goals? What's the team goals for Sunbright?
My goal is to win the district. That's all I've wanted to do ever since I've watched all the people play in high school. I've always wanted to win the district. Like when Kyle and all those guys won, that's what I wanted to do. And this is my last year, so that's what's got to happen.
Do you have any individual goals?
I want to beat the school record for points. That was my goal headed into this year.
How many points do you need now, you say?
We haven't really tallied it up this year, but I think we're pushing 1,500, right?
Is he over?
He's close to 1,500. I think, from what I've been told, I think the record is somewhere around 1,740, 1,720, something like that. So, the deep tournament run, and he's finally starting to get out of his shooting slump. I think it's possible. It's very possible.
How many points are you averaging?
Well, there for a while, not a lot, but I finally picked it back up and probably around 20 now.
We had some double-doubles this year?
Yeah.
He's a rebounding machine.
Okay. Jacob, what's your team goals and individual goals?
I think everybody's goal on the team's the same. I mean, we all want to win the district. That's a pretty good accomplishment for a little town like us.
I know last year y'all advanced to the region and were eliminated in the first round, but of course if you get back, if you win the district, you'll be in the region. And what do you think about possibly advancing on past the region into the sub-state?
Yeah, I mean, that'd be great. Everybody on the team wants to get to the highest level we can. I mean, we all work as hard as we can to get there, and that's what it's all about.
Do you have any individual goals?
Not really. I just want to win the district.
Just team oriented. Coach Jones, how far has Sunbright advanced? Have they ever made it to the state?
They made it to the sub-state one time that I know of, and I think that was like 2002, something like that. I'm looking at the legend over here. He's kind of giving me some pointers. But we look back. I hadn't really seen. They have made it to the first round of the sub-state. They did not host. They traveled and gotten beat. We would love to get that far. We've got a chance. I think if we start playing our best basketball, we could easily be there. I would like to. We're trying to set little goals before we. Get bigger goals. Our goal is to be in that district championship game with a chance. We would love to host a region game, win one region game. I think the hardest game in all of basketball, and I really learned this at Blackman, is the region semifinals game. Especially if you get to host that first round. That region semifinals game just determines. I mean, if you make it to a sub-state game, they talk about the 8 teams in the state tournament, but if you make it to, that Sweet 16 in Tennessee, that's something special. And, like Freitag was saying, we might be a small town, but these guys have big heart, and they've really bought into what we're trying to sell. And, over 2 years, they've dropped about 22 points per game, averaging less for teams defensively. So that they were giving up about 70 points when we got hired, and we're somewhere in the 40s now, and that's been our to me, defense is how you win those championships, and to commit on that end of the floor is going to give us a chance.
Playing some of that Coach Barnes defense, Tennessee.
We are. Well, the last few games we've really we're a man-to-man team. We're not necessarily as quick as a lot of teams, but we get down and we load and play help side defense and get after it the best we can. And with our length, we disrupt a lot of shots, and and the games that we've won this year, we've dominated on the glass, and the games that we've lost, it's the other side. So we know what we need to do to be successful, and what we have to do to be successful.
Mm-hmm. All right, Camden, I want to ask you that question as well. I guess probably your team goals and individual goals.
My team goal is just the same, to make it to the district and as far as we can, just keep moving on to the next game and try and win. And individual goals, I don't really have any. I just want to win as many games as I can and just do whatever I can to help our team win.
What type of player are you? What position you play?
I play forward.
Play forward?
Yeah.
Are you a lot more of a slasher, or do you like to shoot from outside, or you like to take it to the basket, or?
Yeah, I like being in the paint.
Like get in there in the paint and mix it up. Do you play any other sports?
No, not right now. I did play baseball, but we don't really have a team right now, so can't do that.
What about you, John? What type of player are you?
I don't really know. I think I'm explosive, I think, and I'm streaky. I think I like to change the momentum of the game. Is what I like to do.
I saw a dunk on Facebook. Was that a design play?
No.
It wasn't?
No, that one wasn't. I was supposed to back cut, but everything just happened. And
everything opened up. And who was the point guard that night?
That was Colton.
Colton. He gave you a good pass. It looked like you was backing down a little bit, and then you just went up and jammed it. Yeah, pretty impressive. If you haven't seen that, go to Facebook on Coach Jones' page. He's got a dunk of John Frills there. It's pretty impressive. You might want to check that out. And John, you play any other sports?
No, just basketball.
Okay, Jacob. What type of player are you?
I'm pretty much just a rebounder, and I like to score both the outside and inside.
Do you guard the other team's best player?
Sometimes, yeah.
Defensive stopper?
He can be when he puts his mind to it, yeah.
And do you play any other sports?
No, I don't.
Okay. Well, right now we're going to go ahead and take another break, and we'll be right back. You're watching the Locker Room Chat.
At OEB Law, our home is your home. And your family is our family. And down here, family takes care of family. Giving back and helping out whenever needed. OEB Law is proud to be from East Tennessee. OEB Law feels like home.
Live and Let Live Drugstore in downtown Rockwood is the premier pharmacy service location. Let our professional staff help with all your pharmacy needs, answer your questions, or help with your medication management with our Medicine on Time packaging system. We also offer medication therapy management to ensure you're receiving maximum benefits from your medication. Diabetes care is available with one-on-one consultations, or you can attend one of our monthly diabetes information classes. Live and Let Live Drugstore in downtown Rockwood.
We treat you like family at RMG. Bring your junk, cars, aluminum cans. We buy it on the spot and we pay you a lot. We treat you like family at RMG. Yeah, we treat you like family at RMG. We treat you like family.
Rome Metals is located just off of Highway 27 between Herman and Rockwood.
Life is made of moments. Moments to share. Moments that are special. And those that are everyday. How do we meet these moments for over 2 million people across 23 counties in East Tennessee? We will meet them not as just a group of hospitals, but as one community of care. Because this is about you, and it's about time. Covenant Health. for every moment.
At Earl F. Subaru, providing exceptional customer service is what we do best, and we've got the awards to prove it.
We've been recognized as Tennessee's only 9-time winner of the Love Promise Customer Commitment Award. And again this year, we also earned the Love Promise Community Commitment Award given for enhancing the areas we serve. At Earl F. Subaru, we're more than just a car lot. We're a retailer you can love and one that gives back to local causes. Check out our reviews and come to Earl F. Subaru.
Take I-40 to exit 356 to our brand new location on Gallagher Road in Kingston, or see our online specials at duffsubaru.com.
Muncie Pharmacy is your locally owned hometown pharmacy. They accept most insurances, so why go to the large chain pharmacies when you get better customer service at Muncie Pharmacy? Have a special prescription that needs compounding? Muncie Pharmacy can handle those needs as well. Muncie Pharmacy has a drive-thru for your convenience and offers free delivery in the Oak Ridge area. And don't forget the gifts that we have available for all occasions.
Here at Muncie Pharmacy, we take the time to know you and treat you like family.
Welcome back into the locker room chat, and we're visiting with Sunbright coach basketball, James Jones, and brought along some of his senior student athletes, and we're glad they came in here. And I think Sunbright basketball, I think y'all are probably one of the best kept secrets in East Tennessee, down there in, what do you call it? Is it northwestern Morgan County, down on the fringe down there? And you really got a good team, good program down there.
We do. Guys have bought in year two. Obviously with COVID and stuff, we thought we'd be a little bit further along where we are right now, but we're starting to peak, and it's all about tournament time. You know, I was listening to the last, the Oak Ridge boys were talking. You know, we believe the same thing. You know, your regular season games are just scrimmages for postseason. That's what you're trying to get ready for. And, you know, we're putting in a lot of things still, just like off season. We're throwing in all kinds of wrinkles on these guys to try. You know, we've got some really good coaches in single A ball, and they're scouting the heck out of us, just like we are them, and just like anybody else. And yeah, I think we are a pretty good kept secret in this area.
Right. No, a lot of your games early year, especially, you lost some really close games, 1 or 2 points. I think right now, what are y'all, 6-6?
We're 6-6. Lost our first 3 games by a total of 6 points. Christmas break, we took a pretty good thumping for a couple teams. I think we can compete better with them, but we're 6-2, I think, in the district, or maybe 6-3 or 5-3, something like that right now in the league, and hitting our stride at the right time, and we'll see what happens the second half of the season.
All right, Coach Jones, I know you're at Sunbright, and of course, and what do you teach at Sunbright?
I'm the PE wellness teacher. I teach a little bit of middle school PE, but mostly high school age kids. So it gives me a good opportunity to get these kids in class and build relationships with them. And I love the small class vibe. I don't have to put up with a lot of kids at one time, so it's good.
At Sunbright, is it K through 12?
We're K through 12. We have 2 PE teachers, so one does elementary and half the middle school, and then I do the other half of the middle school and all the high school. So
okay, talk a little bit about your family. I know you have a son named Lofton,
and he's named after Chris Lofton. Obviously, when I was at UT, when I high jumped there, I got a chance to be a part of that Bruce Pearl era, and I love that name. And we live in South Clinton, my wife Jennifer and I, and we love Anderson County. That's our home. That's where our family is. Jennifer is awesome. She's my rock. She's supportive. Lofton's 7. He's wild. He's just a wild 7-year-old.
Likes to play ball.
He loves ball. He loves golf. I'm not sure what he's going to do right now. He loves playing Fortnite, so he may be a professional at that at some point too. But he does. He's actually starting their basketball league next week in Clinton. So, I've chosen not to have anything to do with basketball. I want him to fall in love with it on his own. And he does. I mean, he gets to come to some practices with the guys and stuff like that.
That's admirable.
Oh, yeah.
let them. You don't want to force them in.
No, I don't want to be that coach. I don't want to be that dad. I want him to love it on his own. If he doesn't, then he can find something else that he chooses and loves and wants to be passionate about, as I am coaching in basketball. So,
you talked about when you went on to college. You, I don't know if you ran track, but you participated in track at UT.
I was not a runner, not at all. I was a high jumper. I was blessed with the ability to have really good form. I really couldn't jump that much, but I could get up when I needed to.
And you played high school basketball. I think that's when I first met you. I remember when you played at Anderson County, and I think before then you came from Campbell County.
I did. I was one of the 75 transfers. I played for Mark Eldridge when he was at Anderson County, who is, in my opinion, one of the top 5 coaches in Tennessee. I've learned and played with some of the, played for and learned from some of the best, which is, obviously why I'm here today. Eldridge really instilled in me a great IQ of the game that I hadn't really had growing up much. So,
right, he is an exceptional coach. First year he went to Maryville, they won the state. So, and then when you played for him at AC, I always thought he was a really good coach.
He was able to get the most out of what he had at Anderson County. Absolutely.
Speaking of coaches, who's your favorite coach as far as, I think I know who you're going to say, but who do
like professional, college ranks?
Yeah,
whatever?
College, professional, or?
Professional, I'd have to say Phil Jackson. Obviously, I'm a huge Michael Jordan fan, as most people my age are. I love that he could take greatness and somehow manage it to be great as a team. Obviously my favorite college coach. I'm a big Duke Blue Devil. I love Coach K.
Yeah, I know you just want to say Coach
I love
K.
how he, in the 80s and 90s, he had 4-year guys. He didn't have all these diaper dandies. He developed guys for 4 years, and now he's been able to transition into switching that role and get those 1-year one and done guys, which is a testament to his ability to coach and get the best out of his program.
I know he's a Dookie.
Oh, I'm a Dookie through and through. Now, that's not saying I bleed orange. I'm a Tennessee fan. Rick Barnes is amazing. He might be one of the best defensive coaches I've ever seen. Those guys get after it.
All right, let's switch back over to these youngsters over here. We got some speed round questions, guys. We got about 5 minutes or so left in the show, and we'll ask you some questions. Start with you. Who's it? Jacob got it? Yeah. Okay, Jacob. I'll ask, which team do you like to play against?
Wartburg. Yep.
Wartburg?
Yep.
All three of you Wartburg?
Yeah.
That's a big rival?
Yeah, it sure is.
Mm-hmm. Have y'all played them this year?
Yeah.
I guess you won, didn't you?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. You got to play them again, or?
No, we ain't played them again yet.
Next Friday.
Next Friday. So, Eric Oakes, if you're out there watching, their favorite team to beat is Wartburg. I'm sure you appreciate that. Where's pass that mic over to John. Where's the toughest place to play at? Oneida.
All day long.
And you got them Friday night, right?
Yep. It's a must win.
And you played them earlier this year?
Yeah, we played them at home, and I missed the game winner, but.
Right. Okay. I know it was a close loss. What about you, Camden? What's the toughest place to play at?
I'd say Oneida. Wartburg's tough to play too, but Oneida's probably number one.
Would you agree with that, Jacob?
Yeah.
Oneida?
Yeah.
Okay. Camden, go ahead and keep that mic. Who's your favorite player?
In college, or
just
I'd say Grant Williams.
Grant Williams, okay. But you, John?
Eve Pons.
Eve Pons?
Yes.
I don't have a favorite player.
You'll have a favorite professional player or anything?
I don't even watch basketball. I just play it.
Just play it. Okay.
He does. He's
okay. Jacob, give that mic to Jake. What's your hobbies?
I like to hunt. Yeah.
Okay. What about the rest of you?
I like to play music.
Play music? What do you play?
Banjo.
Banjo?
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, and I like hunting just like everybody else, but I like music's my favorite.
What about you, Camden?
I pretty much just play basketball and sleep.
You have any hobbies?
Yeah, I play video games. That's about it.
You play fantasy sports or anything?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. Who's your favorite team?
Tennessee. Vols.
What about you, John?
Same, yeah.
Do y'all have a favorite professional team?
Miami Heat. I like the Heat.
I mean, it don't have to be basketball. It could be football or.
I don't watch too much NBA. I like to watch college more, but Tennessee's definitely my favorite college team.
What about you, Jake?
Tennessee. It's where I'm from, so yeah.
What do y'all think about Coach Jones? How do you like playing for Coach Jones?
Good things or bad things?
What's the most funniest thing?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, just what's it like playing for him? Is he a tough coach or is he a player's coach?
It just depends on how we play, honestly.
He's a player's coach, right?
Which side of the bed he wakes up on?
If we play good, he'll start easing up on us, but then eventually he gets in this mode where he just goes crazy and then makes us run all the time. But
what's your plans after graduation?
Me? I want to go to welding school.
What about you, Camden?
I'm going to Roan State for 2 years, and I'm probably going to start nursing.
What about you, Jacob?
I'm going to go to lineman school.
John, do you think you might get a scholarship? Maybe
for basketball? I haven't really pushed for it much because it's just not been one of my goals. I've not gotten any letters.
Okay. All right, y'all want to give a shout out to anybody? We've got about a minute.
Hey, Mom.
What about you, Camden?
Hey, Dad, you're probably watching. Probably tried to call in, but...
Jacob, shout out to your girlfriend.
Hey, Mom. Hey, my girlfriend.
Well, guys, I appreciate y'all coming in, and good luck the rest of the way this year, and I hope to come watch y'all play. And Coach Jones, really appreciate you coming in.
Absolutely, Sleep.
Coach
Great
Ward,
friend.
really enjoy it, and good luck to you as well the rest of the way. And for Dylan back in the back, for Coach Jones and these youngsters over here, I'm John Williams, and we thank you for watching the Locker Room Chat, and we'll see you next week.
Jesus saved me, and a whole new life he gave me. I have never lost the wonder of it all. Amen. We're going to sing hymn number 367 there. Until then. Hymn number 367 there, but until then, let's all sing it out on this first verse. Hymn number